For those that know me, and traded with me for a while, you know that Mondays are not like some day that I come into the market and it's like, oh man, I can't wait to put my first trade on, man. Yeah, don't get me wrong, we catch bangers on Mondays. Come on, if volatility's there, models there, we're taking that, just like today. But at the same time, I really prioritize Mondays as getting synced back up with the markets while watching it real time, right? And just kind of easing my way into the week. And then by that way, Tuesday, I'm just back in the swing of things after the weekend. And Tuesday to Friday, you guys already know what we do week in and week out. So I'm definitely under the impression that we should make a run for, what's it, about 25,817. Very clean double top to the upside. Okay. So, I mean, if I had a gun to my head right now and I had to tell you guys exactly what I wanted to see, ideally we'd drop down right inside of the session, shred all these sell stops from us rising higher continuously, and then we will continue our journey higher towards the buy side here. So the beautiful thing about this is I don't have to be correct about this to make money at all. If I am correct about it, obviously it'll amplify things, but I don't have to be correct about it at all to make money with you guys. You know that. All right. Huge wick right now. After 9:30 ran higher. You can see that we filled in this entire large sell side imbalance. Obviously, on Friday, we were capitalizing on 25% of this, right? That's all we needed to get our piece to end the week on longs. And then you can see kind of we had this high resistance run up to closing the gap. So to me, the work to the upside is finished for the time being, right? Which is why you're seeing this large wick. But we'll see what, where we're at really around 10 a.m. Okay. So, I mean, immediately I go into lower time frames and I definitely see a trend line build up here. So basically all this means is I just really want to be confident in taking a long position right now with this stacked up below us and the fact that we're overbought above midnight opening and 9:30 price. So to me, it would just be really low quality to take longs unless we got to move right down below here. So the thing about this, guys, when you're trading my system, you don't exactly know when this like textbook stuff is going to happen. Like, for example, we can hop off stream here and then like later, like 2 p.m., we'll have this drive down, sweeping out all of our key lows, right? And then we get a legendary model number 3 to the upside. It all depends. So, some days I get into the markets, and within the first 30 minutes, we're paid thousands of dollars and then we're getting off. Other days, I have to take it hourly candle by hourly candle until about 3 p.m., okay? But also never surpassing 2 hours of screen time. And what this does for me is not only does it give me better results, but it also just keeps my mental in check, right? It decreases my likelihood of, tilting or forcing setups that are not there, getting emotional, those type of things, okay? So many benefits to regulating your screen time, but also being on point in those time pockets where our model performs. Like, for example, 10 a.m. is what I'm going to be looking at right now. Okay, as you guys know, right now we're inside of the no trading zone. Very simple. If you take a look at 9:15 to 9:45 a.m., which I just labeled right here, okay, it's doing exactly what it always does, right? Manipulates / accumulates. Right now, obviously, it's just straight manipulation. Huge move to the upside, huge push to the downside. Back and forth. I'm not going to participate in this unless we get something high quality at 10 a.m. Okay, I always wait out the no trading zone, get a feel for the market, and then once 10 a.m. strikes, that's our potential first opportunity of the day. So the idea is to kind of wait this out because, again, a lot of times in this no trading zone, you're going to see a lot of fake setups that a lot of beginners fall for, and unnecessarily they lose money very early in the session, right? And this kind of spirals them into emotional thinking rather than, trading a system, okay? So, I mean, I definitely would like to see a run to the downside before I look to long, guys. But in that same breath, I certainly would not like to pick a top, okay? It makes the most sense for us to run up above here. And again, this will be the dream scenario, the dream team right here. Okay, run down below all the stops stacked up from all these continuous higher lows, right? Let it tag the Sunday opening price, and then we'll take Model 3 longs to the upside. So I definitely think that we will get this, but again, it's just a matter of waiting and not forcing something when we're inside of this right here, okay? I would say though, I would definitely need more information before I start anticipating that we're going to trade even lower to like Friday's low, because at the moment I just don't see that. I would definitely favor higher pricing, but again, we'll see. We will see, guys. You'll find out really quickly this year that daily bias is not as important as you guys thought it was, especially when you're implementing my system. Does it help? Obviously. Am I usually on the right side of the market? Yes. Am I usually right about the direction? Obviously, yes. You see the win rate. But I'm not attributing all the, all my success to, oh, I'm just really good at daily bias. No, I'm just really good at adaptability, right? That's what you need to get good at, not feeding your ego and constantly being right. Okay, you need to be good at adaptability. That's the key right there. Okay, and just knowing when to tell yourself, hey man, you're wrong. Okay, because if you cling onto your ego and you just demand that you're right and you always force your idea, right, and you can't stand that someone else was right about it and you were wrong, like you got to drop all that shit and put it to the side, guys. Okay, it's not going to do any good for you. All right, so the sooner you drop all that, you're gonna have a weight lifted off your shoulder and your results will just be, flowing much easier. Okay. The thing about it though is, like, I know that that's likely going to come to us, but I'm not in a rush to do it, right? If I was in a rush to, encapsulate that trade idea, I'd probably take a false trade, right? That's the thing about it, guys. The model that I'm anticipating to perform is being powered by my ability to accept the boring ass environment that we're a part of right now, right? It's boring. There's no action. We're waiting. We're just watching candlesticks print. And the fact that I'm embracing this moment right now, the boring, and just having the ability to simply wait, that's going to power and give me the ability to just make straight cash once I do take my model. Okay, I'm not recouping losses. I'm not going back to break even. Nope, straight cash. Boom, right to my pocket. Okay, that's a high win rate system for you. All right. So, I mean, yeah, we'll just wait. We'll see what happens, guys. Okay, I'm just waiting for 10 a.m. And we shall see what the news driver does, guys. Okay, we got about 8 more minutes, so we're just going to sit tight. And again, it's not like okay, we've all done stupid stuff. We've all blown accounts because we didn't know what we were doing in the beginning. But, if you're still doing the same mistake over and over and over again, that's like, you got to lock in, man. That's a little bit of stupidity at that point. You can't expect to make the same mistake over and over and over again and see change, okay? You have to identify the mistake. Simply do differently, man. Okay, do differently from the 90%, and that's what this group is modeled on, okay? And that's why we do so well, okay? So right now, again, 15-minute chart, we have back-to-back wicks. So wick right here, wick, 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 wick. What do we do inside of a quote-unquote wiki market? You simply allow it to do its damage. And once it leaves it, you can frame something high quality. Like, for example, if we leave these back-to-back wicks environment and then we smash down below the lows, number one, I'm not going to be surprised. But number two, yeah, we're getting an A+ long easily. Okay, I've seen that scenario pan out many times. Now, let's say on the flip side, oh, I'm wrong, and it breaks out to the upside. Then I'm simply wrong. I'm going to wait for more information and see what I can do. Okay, like if it truly wants this draw on liquidity, maybe it would tip its hand for a Model 4, but again, I'm still leaning towards this trend line being knocked out. Okay, I'm usually not very confident in longing, guys, when we have this sustained of a trend line, okay? Especially whenever we're very early in the session. Now, I don't always get what I want, but that's fine. Again, that's why adaptability is so important inside of this game, guys. Not holding on to one, not marrying your bias, they say, not holding on to one trade idea, being able to adapt to the market. Okay, go off what the market is showing you, what your data is telling you. Okay, trust your data way more than you trust yourself, man. Trust your data. Okay, you don't have to do trust me, bros. You don't have to just go off of instinct. Trust your data. Okay, trust the data that I've established inside of this group as well. So the question of the day here, where the hell is this market going, GK? Come on, just stop talking, put the damn signals in the bag. I hear you, man, I hear you. But guess what? The signal that I'm giving you right now is just let this stuff pass by, okay? Because literally, I can't count how many times I've seen the same exact market on a Monday. People rush to take a position because they're just in a rush, right? They're a kid of the candy store instead of a business owner. And what do? They blow out unnecessary equity on Monday just because they want to have the feeling of taking some action, right? They want to feel like they're making action, right? And they get that feeling, they get that dopamine rush, but guess what? They're wondering why at the end of the week, oh shit, I don't have any results to show for it. Why? Because they started it off wrong Monday. First of all, their first mistake was gambling inside of Seek and Destroy. They lose unnecessary money, and guess what their mindset's placed on for the rest of the week now? Do you think it's, oh, you know what, whatever, I took that loss, it's cool. I'm just going to follow my system to the T for the rest of the week and just be calm, collected, poised? Hell no. Their entire mind's going to be centered around, damn, I lost this amount of money. What can I do to get that back immediately? Right? So now they're trading based on that P&L and money loss versus an actual system that's repeatable, works, and is proven. You understand that, guys? That's what causes like a ridiculously high amount of red weeks for a lot of traders. Okay? And again, they come on Friday and they're like, man, I'm still not getting results. Okay, now you know why. If you avoid that trap, guys, you're going to avoid the trader's graveyard and you're going to avoid that 90% failure rate inside of the trading business. Okay, now a lot of you have come, not a lot of you, but a few of you have come to me and said, hey man, it's really discouraging to see those numbers. Like the odds are stacked against us. Yeah, you bet your ass. Why is it stacked against us? Because the statistics are based on a bunch of quitters, right? 90% of traders that come into the game, right? They're seeing the millionaires, they're seeing the Lambos, they're seeing all this flashy stuff. And if they don't get all that in a couple months, like it's ridiculous, right? When you put it in perspective, they quit, right? That's why the failure rate's so high, not because people are stupid and because trading's the most complicated thing in the world. It's because they don't give themselves enough time to develop and gain experience, right? It's like crazy. People will go to college, get a 6-year degree, become a doctor, whatever, very skilled, trained. But, they can't come into a business like this and treat it the same way. Now, mind you guys, all this stuff that I'm speaking about is coming from someone that literally delayed their progress by 3 years. It should not have taken me 3 years to succeed in trading, guys. Okay, I've been consistently profitable for coming on damn near 4 years now, right? But 3 years, man. Like year one, that's understandable. I had no idea what I was doing. I haven't, had a full market cycle yet. I didn't have enough data. I didn't have enough experience. That's natural, right? The first year, you gotta grind for that first year. You gotta grind, you gotta show up, right? But the next 2 years of failure came because I was following mainstream advice, right? Just doing all the wrong things. Okay, I was trying to use way too many concepts. I was trying to think that I needed to bring all that into every single trade and analysis, right? I was thinking that daily bias was the be-all, end-all. I had to know the daily bias every single day. Right? I was rushing into stuff, right? But the moment I put all that BS to the side, right, and just simply said, you know what? I'm not placing time limits on my success anymore. I'm just going to show up every single day, day in and day out, and let time do the heavy lifting for me. Once I did that, not only was a huge burden lift off me, but success followed very quickly. Only reason why I'm saying this is because many of you have been led wrong by people that are not qualified to give trading advice. And I'm here to tell you, I know what works and I know what does not work. Okay? So if you choose to listen to this random 23-year-old, guess what? You're in good hands. Okay? I got you. We're still chopping back and forth with no sustained smooth market structure direction. Obviously, we're overall bullish, but again, I'm not engaging with back-to-back wick market with the trend line stacked below yet. If we're still looking like this around 10:30, it's just going to be confirmed to me that we have to wait till 11 a.m., right? Okay, very simple. Just wait till 11 a.m. There's nothing I would do inside of here unless I just wanted to deliberately lose money, right? If my goal was to come in and lose money right now, I would have placed multiple trades inside of this BS range right here. Okay, this is nothing but gambling. All right, guys, you'll find out really, really quickly, okay, whether you like what I'm hearing or not, or whether you like what I'm saying or not. If you put the dopamine filter off of you for a second, right, you'll realize that, you're always inside of one of two market scenarios. Number one, a casino market, a casino similar market, which is right now. Okay, complete gambling if I would try to force trades inside of here. And then number two is very high quality algorithmic movement that you want to take advantage of. Opportunity, boom, 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 right here. Here's the most recent example from Friday. Okay, not only did this offer one opportunity with the long, but it offered a second one for anyone that was late. And then from there, boom, offered about literally 90 handles from the second entry, right? This is the type of stuff that we capitalize on and make count. When that opportunity strikes, you're not passive, okay? You make it count in some shape or form, okay? Because then once you hit this type of PA, you're chilling. Because guess what? From last week, you were paid on those two trades that we took. Very high quality trades. We waited for them and we got paid very, very nicely, thousands of dollars. So when we hit PA like this, it doesn't really matter, right? We're not in a rush to take a trade. We know that the same exact model that we traded last week will come, just not right now. That's it. You can see how Mondays here are typical, like why it's typically a warm-up day for me rather than me trying to like immediately take trades. Like again, you can go through the data and you'll see, the handful of Monday trades we've taken. Like if the model's there, the model is there, guys. As simple as that. But obviously, a lot of Mondays, you will see wacky delivery, like for example right here. Now, again, it's going to be very hard to jive with what I'm saying right now because if you're addicted to dopamine, right, and this is like a, dopamine fest rather than actual business for you, then you're going to be, kind of shielded and blinded by emotion rather than actual logical thinking, okay? I guess this is the hard part of trading, guys, right? It's all fun and games where we're taking really easy winning trades. But again, that money is only made because I deliberately have the discipline to sit this type of stuff out, right? If you try to strategy hop and you try to apply stuff that you don't even have real data on, you're going to have a roller coaster ride of P&L. Why do I even need to do it? Like, why? Like, I remember, like, I would take the most stupid, unnecessary losses in, like, my first couple years of trading, right? For context, newer guys here, this is my year 6 for me now, which is crazy. Started actually pushing buttons in 2020. But anyway, the point is, like, I would just take the most stupid, unnecessary, risky trades just because, again, I felt like I was progressing because I was taking action by pushing the button. Like, it felt fun. It spiked my dopamine, right? And my brain was telling me, yes, you're doing the right thing, man. Yes, you're progressing. You're taking action. Boom, boom, boom. And then it just got to a point where I realized, why the hell am I trying to trade every single day and forcing stuff that's just doesn't even make sense? Like, I don't even know if it's going to hit. I'm just entering off of hopes and dreams, right? And that was the revelation that I had. And I was like, you know what? I have to find one thing that repeats. If I can't find that, then I can't trust this and rely on it for a, reliable, consistent income, right? I'm not going to rely on this as a consistent income if I'm just entering off of hopes and dreams and, oh, I hope this hits, man. Please hit it. Like, nope. I'm going to prove this shit works. I'm going to collect years and years and years of data, right? And then I'm going to get to work. That's why you guys see so many crazy results in 2025 and as well as you're going to see it in 2026. I have all that backing me, as well as you do now as well, because you're in the right hands. Okay? So point being, there's absolutely zero reason, guys. There is zero reason for me to force dumbass trades. There's zero reason for me to tilt. There's zero reason for me to go against my system because I know that this same shit will repeat over and over and over again. Right? And the only thing stopping me from achieving another 6-figure year like last year is just being able to wait for it. That's the thing, guys. Anybody in the world, man, anybody in the world can learn my system, take a winning model number 3 trade easily. Anybody in the world, man. My daughter can probably take high quality model number 3 and she's 1 year old, right? But the determining factor of your consistency is what do you do when you're hit with stuff like this. That's obviously not supporting of that model. Very simple. Do you hit PA like this and force stuff? Do you strategy hop? Do you do this and that? It all comes down to this. Okay, not taking the model number 3. Okay, because that's the easy part. And lucky for you, this 2026 mentorship, the course, the live streams, the everything, is all centered around not only teaching you to make the money, but to keep it. Okay? 90% of the industry can't do that. Well, every single person in this group is doing it. So, no coincidence. Yeah, guys. So, just a very obvious, easy example of a casino market. Okay? Maybe you disagree and, your model or system or whatever you do is working inside of this. I doubt it. But for me personally, this would be nothing more than a casino if I tried to engage. And if you guys can tell by now, we do not enter off of hopes and dreams. We enter off of data and proof. Now the question is, oh, dude, if you know you're probably not going to take a trade, why the hell even have us all on the charts right here? It's very simple. Again, your mind and dopamine will trick you into thinking that you have to press buttons to be learning something or progressing inside of any given day, but it's just simply not the truth. Don't let your brain deceive you guys, all right? Point being, this is another high quality rep in the market right now, whether you realize it or not. You're sitting through here. Okay, if you want the Burger King BS, right? You want to have a nice little drive-through of Burger King low quality stuff. You can go over to a free YouTube channel. You can see a huge roller coaster ride of your P&L. But if you don't want that, you don't want Burger King, you want some high quality medium cooked steak with some mashed potatoes on the side with a glass of wine and beautiful service, you will hold your seat inside of this group here, okay? Very simple.